Russia's budget revenues amounted to $340 billion in 2021. A quarter of last year's revenues have already been spent on the war against Ukraine. Russia plans to allocate 9 trillion rubles, which is $143 billion for the defense next year, and this is almost 30% of the entire budget, which is more than in previous years.
По данным журнала Forbes,
According to Forbes magazine, the cost of military operations amounted to $82 billion. This is the money allocated for the warfare. It does not include previously produced missiles or other military equipment. This is also a very accurate estimate, because it does not include payments for the killed soldiers, whom there are in the Russian army, and the salary of contract soldiers, which have been increased.
However, the British Ministry of Defense admits that this money will not be enough for Russia to cover the cost for the war against Ukraine. Therefore, other areas will experience a shortage of funds.
The budget approved by Putin is likely over-optimistic in its expectation of revenue and spending in 2023. Therefore, other parts of Russia's budget are likely to come under increasing pressure to support the costs of the war. UK Ministry of Defense on Twitter.
In the new budget of Russia, spending on the national economy, including road construction, agriculture, research and development, will be reduced by 23%. Healthcare will receive 9% less and education 2% less compared to 2022.
All expenses except for the war and the cost of maintaining the president will be reduced. I saw the draft budget. Putin will increase spending on his maintenance by 30%, that is, on his protection and so on, next year. All other expenses will be reduced, because miracles do not happen. The economy is shrinking, but we can argue about the size of the recession. I believe that the decline in gross domestic product is 10%. The Federal State Statistics Service says it's from 3 to 4%, but in any case, the size of the so-called pie is narrowing. Respectively, it will not be possible to distribute as much money as before.
The aggressor country may not be able to wage a war in 2023 without profits from oil and gas exports. Russia's federal budget revenues from the sale of oil and gas are declining. The state has already lost most of the European gas market after the shutdown of supplies through the Nord Stream, and now international sanctions have also come into play on the supply of Russian oil by sea.
Russia's
budget for the next year is calculated for the cost of oil at $70 per barrel, and if it is $50 per barrel, then this will be a shortfall of $20, which will naturally lead to a very limited financial resource in Russia.
According to preliminary estimates, a terrorist state has launched about 4,000 missiles on Ukraine. The average cost of one Russian missile is $3 million. But most of all, the Federation budget suffers from losses in equipment. Russia's losses in monetary terms amount to $8 billion in aviation alone. Reported by Dana Kolesnik, Yulia Bil, UATV News.